My name is Brooke Cole, and I have a background kind of everywhere. So I started in enablement before I knew enablement was a thing, just sort of taking leadership positions on teams that I was a part of and helping out on my team with product training and life cycle training and things like that. And I've been at Workato for almost 3 years, and I started as a program manager, and I've worked with CSMs, I've worked with sales, I've worked with pre and post sales, and then I work on a wonderful team. A little bit about what Workato does is Workato stands for work automation, and what we try to do is just automate and make the impossible possible, quite like what we're doing here, right? And so we try to simplify things and make things that shouldn't normally work together really well. So the programs that we run on our team include really anything from pre-onboarding before the new hire begins, all the way up until their ramp, and then continuing education. And so what that means is that before they join, we're welcoming them, trying to give them a warm platform to come into and make them feel like the fabric of the company. And then we get them onboarded with HRBT, all of their programs. We let them learn about the go-to-market organization that we're a part of. And then we slide them into role-specific onboarding. We also have an in-person orientation program that we run that runs them through our value selling system. And then for our continuous education, we have people that sit in those roles that support our different sales business units and our different regions that help them be productive in the field. And that's where Highspot comes in. We leverage Highspot from the very beginning. So on their day one, they are welcomed and enrolled in an onboarding learning path called Go-to-Market Orientation. So from day one, they are provisioned a Highspot license, and they're enrolled in that learning path. And that's where they learn about our Go-to-Market Orientation program, but really the go-to-market team in which they sit, in which they're a part of. So they learn about our value selling, who's who in their go-to-market organization. And then we take that a little further because we have their role-based learning paths in Highspot as well. We also have our onboarding, our orientation program called Whiskey Week, which is really lovely. It plays into our kitchen theme at Workato. And we have the pre-work and the reinforcement work also in Highspot. And then all of our ongoing learning and certifications are placed in Highspot, from product trainings to quick learnings to knowledge checks and so forth. So we really leverage Highspot a lot for learning and development in the training and coaching platform, but also for day-to-day content access and how they engage with their buyers. The impact that we've seen by using Highspot in our learning and development have been really the ability to track the training and coaching metrics that we've seen and provide that ongoing coaching. And so the ability to use the Highspot groups to collect the teams together, first of all, to allow mass enrollments, that's a really big help for our team. It allows less manual work on our end, and it allows us to create a cohort together where we can track live trainings, but we can also track enrollments in the programs that we currently have that exist. And the impact has been that the field wants more, right? We constantly hear that they're overwhelmed, but they also still want and need more. And with Highspot, we're able to give them that in an on-demand fashion, where they can hop in, where they have their freedoms and flexibilities, all the free time that I don't think exists for everyone, but we always hope it does. And so the impact that we've seen is just more engagement with our field, and then really just the ability to scale on our team. We're not doing as many live training and coaching sessions. We're putting those into Highspot in training and coaching, and we're giving people the ability to do it on their own time to be able to maximize their time in the field. We have a lot of key go-to-market initiatives this year. I feel like what company doesn't, right? There's always something we could be doing. One of the things that is top of mind for us this year has been a little bit of a more fun go-to-market initiative. We took one of our standing meetings for our go-to-market organization and we turned it into an internal podcast called The Scoop. And what we're doing is we're using Highspot as the release platform for The Scoop. And what that enables us to do is post the video there. We have a really lovely spot dedicated to our podcast, but it allows us to put the video in there. It's much more engaging than sitting on a 60-minute live call where you have 5 topics coming at you. So we do 5 to 20-minute videos. And what we're able to do in Highspot is we're able to link them to all of the other Highspot resources within the video posting. And so they truly have everything right there at their fingertips. And with the search features in Highspot, they're going to search and not only find the resources that are documents, but they're also going to find the video, and they can hear people chat about it and learn about it on demand. And that's really been impactful for our field. They love having one less meeting on their calendar. They love being able to go in and know the targeted information that's been put out there for them with the use of lists in the spot that we're using for the scoop. So that's one of the more fun go-to-market initiatives that we have. And the other, we're approaching SCO season. And so what we're doing is we're using Highspot as our platform for SCO. It's going to be what you need to know before you go. It's going to be the fun engagement before. We're going to try to put some videos in there highlighting key wins from the year. And we're also going to put some pre-work in there as well. And that's where we're going to host reinforcement training. And I would say specifically for my role, those are the two biggest go-to-market initiatives that we've seen. And there was no question as to whether or not we would use Highspot to get that information out to the field. It's an interesting question, and driving adoption of Highspot amongst our go-to-market teams has been a little bit of trial and error, and what we have found that works is proving the value in it. So a couple of the things is just finding power users, finding key stakeholders that we know will get engaged, that we know will leverage the content in there, and then showing the value in what they're finding, understanding it's the most up-to-date, understanding that the search feature is really easy to understand, and just that you're always guaranteed that that is the most recent, most correct, usable version of that piece of content. The other piece is creating a little bit of a sense of FOMO, right? And so with the scoop, you're only able to access it in Highspot. And so what we're trying to do is use programs like that to drive traffic to Highspot. And then when people are in there, they're already there. They're going to click on the links within the videos, and they're going to meander around a little bit to see what else they can find. And you create a little bit of a sticky situation there in a great way, because they're going, oh, this video is here. Here are these links. What else is here that I haven't noticed? So I would say finding the right people and then creating a little bit of a sense of FOMO by making Highspot the place to go is really a key in how we drive adoption. A business challenge that myself and my team have overcome that we're really proud of is probably our first in-person SCO events that we executed on earlier this year. Because of COVID and just the nature of the world, we had been unable to get together in person as a collective regional team. Really ever. We hadn't. We had one scheduled, and then we had to cancel it, of course. Earlier this year, our team, we ended up doing it regionally. So in North America, in APJ, and in EMEA, our team was tasked with putting on 3 different SKO events within 3 to 4 weeks. And we traveled to each one of them. And the way that we overcame that really was just a sense of teamwork and camaraderie. We built trust with one another. We had really open dialogue and communication. We have a VP on our team, Chris Harper, who is able to give us the air cover and create the trust in the executives at Workato to let us do our best work and execute the best that we can. And we really used our skill sets and our collaboration to put on an event that got an NPS score of 85. Globally, and we were exhausted at the end of it, but that's something that our team is extremely proud of, that we got great feedback on. We heard the phrase, "This is the best SCO we've ever had," and truly, to be fair, it's the only one we've ever had in person, but people left jazzed and they left inspired, and we leveraged Highspot as a part of that. Going into this next year, this is the second year where Highspot will be our landing page for our global event that we're having. And so it's going to be the Know Before You Go. And we did that as a trial period last year, and it worked out really well. The traffic was great. When people had questions, we were able to direct them to Highspot for that. And I think we were proud overall of just the vision that we put together and how we executed the tools and the apps that we already had at hand in order to bring everybody together in a centralized place to give them the awareness and create the excitement around the events. I would say advice that I would give to other enablement professionals is, first of all, finding the right team. You have to find people that are going to support you and challenge you in the right ways with everything that you're trying to roll out to the field. And finding the right people, finding the right stakeholders is not only true within your own organization, but at Highspot. Dana, our CSM, is a key part of our success, and we rely on her from everything from the silliest of questions to the most complex. And having a trusted source like Dana at Highspot really allows us to sit back and relax, knowing that if we don't know the answer, we soon will. And I would also say just creating an open dialogue. It's admitting where you are trying something out that may not work, and then if it's necessary, going back to the drawing board, right? That's the old phrase that I think we always use, but it's not being afraid to fail. I think a lot of times we are so afraid of failure because we're afraid of people to lose confidence in us. And when you have the right people in your corner, you have that ability to really put yourself out there and try things that you're not really sure if they're going to work, but you still have the confidence in your team members and in the field that are leveraging Highspot to know, okay, we tried it, it didn't work, we're going to go in a different direction. And it takes a long time to get there in your career to be confident enough to fail, but I go back to having the right people that are backing you up, that you have trust in, that you have confidence in, that can show your value when you're not in the room, right, is really a key way to find that success. Sometimes you luck into it. Other times you leverage the people that you already know in your circle to find those people. Highspot is empowering. And I think it's empowering in a lot of different ways. It's empowering as a single source of truth. It's empowering as a way to connect our sellers and show the value so we can connect the dots in high-performing sellers and their Highspot adoption, and we can take that out to the field. It's empowering because we have people like Dana, our CSM, in our corner who we know we can go to with any and all questions that we have. And so empowerment to me is just the ability to connect with my team and know that we have this tool in our back pocket, and not only do we have this incredible tool in our back pocket, but we have a team that backs that tool in our back pocket. And so the empowerment really comes from all directions, not only internally, but being able to see the value that we're providing to the field and having the right key people at Highspot on our side as well.